Hi there and welcome to Apple World. You all know Porsha Williams is in a hot-smelling wreck. It has just been 2 or 3 days since she declared that she's returning to genuine Housewives of Atlanta. And as of now, there is a crazy measure of show continuing with respect to her significant other. Porsha's better half, Simon Gubbia, as of late got uncovered for an extensive rundown of crimes, and young lady, it is untidy to such an extent that he is confronting extradition and could be leaving Porsha as a solitary lady again. Well, Porsha hasn't been taken this well in light of the fact that the roads are saying that she has been having a significant breakdown over this, particularly in light of the fact that another time of genuine Housewives is beginning soon, and you all realize that she is going to get fooled for. Certain contacts. Porsha and her better half, Simon, got married in November 2022 in an extremely rich ceremony. Really, they had 2 functions, one in Nigeria where Simon is from, and the other in the US. Things have been smooth among them, and Porsha even uncovered that they were attempting to have a kid together. Simon has 5 kids before their marriage, and Porsha has 1 youngster yet they were attempting to grow their brood much more, yet it seems as though Porsha should hold off on the child-making process for some time since young lady the reports that are currently emerging about Simon are insane. He's associated with this muddled circumstance with the US government that is undoubtedly going to see him expelled, and before you all get over here saying yet he's hitched to a US resident, young lady being hitched to a resident has literally nothing to do with this, since it couldn't in fact help him since he is claimed to have gotten his transitory residency license under deceitful conditions. You all know that they say that the past can return to cause major problems for you. Well, that is the very case here, since this present circumstance dates as far as possible back to the 80s, and Simon presumably believed that he had some way or another figured out how to get away from the circumstance and was free as a bird. Yet the public authority says, psych, and hits him with an unquestionably lengthy clothing rundown of violations. What's more, young lady, we should simply say that Simon is presumably never going to turn into a US resident, as indicated by court reports. The explanation we even learned about this past criminal history was that he applied to be a US naturalized resident for like the millionth time in any event, when he was let the explanation know that his past applications have been denied, which is his previous history of extermination and phony personalities. The records uncovered that Simon originally came to the US in August 1982 on a guest's visa, yet he outstayed his visa. He attempted to change the visa to empower him to remain longer. Yet it was denied, and he would have been expelled anyway before the public authority could oust him. He decided to deliberately leave the country in December 1985, around 3 1/2 years after his underlying visa lapsed, yet a half year after the fact he was back in the US on another guest visa, this one legitimate for a very long time. Shock, he wound up outstaying on that visa too. However, this time was more regrettable in light of the fact that he was captured for bank and MasterCard misrepresentation, which was a crime offense. He didn't attempt to deny the claims, and surprisingly, confessed to the charges. For somebody who was on a lapsed visa, you feel that he would avoid inconvenience, yet our great sibling had no expectations of doing that in light of the fact that in January 1989, he was captured again for unapproved utilization of a vehicle 4 months after the fact. In May 1990, he was captured for extortion again. Kid, this was how things had been. Man was oversensitive to stin, the clear or something, cause you, why in the world do you have an open record with movement? Regardless, be committing crimes after the May 1990 misrepresentation case. Migration began evacuation procedures against him, yet did this prevent him from committing misrepresentation in no way, shape, or form in January 1990, just a brief time. After his last reason case, he committed another crime instance of charge card extortion, and afterward in April 1991, a movement judge had a meeting and requested him to be extradited. In WAC 1992, he was truly taken out and ousted from the US. However, what the public authority didn't be aware at the time was that back in 1988, Simon had utilized an alternate name and an alternate personality to look for transitory occupant status under the Exceptional Horticultural Laborer Program. Under this new character, he did exclude his criminal history on the SAW application. His SAW application was supported, and he got a brief occupant license after a holding up period. His impermanent inhabitant grant was moved up to a long-lasting inhabitant status. He accepted his extremely durable residency card in April 1992, around 3 weeks after he had been accounted for under his other personality. His long-lasting residency card implied that he had the option to remain in the U.S., which he did without issues. Ettenly, that was until December 2016, when he applied for naturalization under his second personality. He presumably felt that it was settled that he planned to get the citizenship since he had been in the U.S. for over 20 years by then, and had generally figured out how to avoid inconvenience. Yet the public authority said Psychid furthermore denied his application with the explanation that his brief occupant status had been unlawfully conceded. Anyway, he didn't surrender, and after 4 years in December 2020, he found one more application for naturalization. He got the whole way to the meeting stage, which presumably let his imagination run out of control that he planned to get it the second time around in any case. Again, the public authority decided that he was ineligible in light of the fact that he had been unlawfully conceded for long-lasting residency. Now you feel that Simon would surrender after this or something, right? Yet no. The man resembled a canine with a bone, and in October 2022, just a month after he got hitched to Porsha, he mentioned a conference on the choice not to naturalize him yet again. The public authority maintained the choice and reaffirmed the disavowal of his naturalization application. That actually didn't stop him in light of the fact that in WAC 2023, Simon recorded another grievance requesting that the courts empty the refusal and award him naturalization, which again was denied. Youngster, this is a wreck, and truly Simon ought to have seen this approaching possible. He didn't get a movement legal counselor, or his attorneys do not merit their attack yet. This was dealt with wrong, and anybody might have seen this approaching. I mean, when you record for citizenship, for the most part, what happens is that the public authority goes as far as possible back to your extremely durable residency and, surprisingly, brief residency to affirm if they were gotten legitimately, or on the other hand, in the event that you moved your direction through. Clearly, it didn't take long for the public authority to draw an obvious conclusion and understood that besides the fact that he got his transitory and extremely durable residency under a bogus name, however, he likewise totally lied about his criminal past. Because of that, not exclusively is he presumably not going to get citizenship, but rather there's a high opportunity that he will be extradited from the nation. Well, to no one's unexpected, Porsha isn't taking this well by any stretch of the imagination, as indicated by an insider. She is totally crushed by the circumstances in light of the fact that the last thing she wants is for her significant other to be expelled right when they were attempting to begin a family. In addition, Genuine Housewives is returning pretty soon, and the last thing she needs is for one of the different housewives to ridicule her or falsely tell her what this fan needed to say regarding this wreck. Porsha's better half hurrying into relationships seems okay. Presently recall when you all were saying Kenya got hitched out of franticness. Porsha got with her collaborators. Better half saw Cash overlooked his howl surveys, wedded him, and presently he could get extradited because of his tricks. Her name isn't on the house or vehicles either. Who's more frantic now? And Porsha's returning to the Genuine Housewives of Atlanta with a con artist. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.